Good evening. Welcome to the April 30th convening of the Whitman Open Space and Recreation Plan Implementation Committee. In attendance is Jason DeRozier,
Ed Winnett,
Ryan Tully,
Leanne McKenzie.
So starting off with old business from our last convening, an update since the last meeting. Bob Trumbull is not here this evening, but did through email indicate that the town is working on a new MS4 permit, and so the list of culverts will be part of that, I'm assuming. Also, I talked to my colleagues at Old Colony Planning Council, and if we want any specific culverts to be the conditions to be assessed, all we need to do is put in a request to them. They get funding through Mass DOT to do that work. It doesn't cost the town anything. It's a service that OCPC provides. So we probably can't send them a list of 33 culverts to assess, but if there's any like main culverts that we want to get assessed first and sort of have a priority list, we could work it that way. Leanne, you were looking at the potential of looking at Hansen's invasive species plan.
Yes, so at first look, honestly, I did not dig too far into this, but at first look, it doesn't appear that they have one. I do plan to look a little closer and maybe reach out to them to see if they do. Also just want to do a little more research about the practicality of having a invasive species policy and plan, just make sure everything's in place. I also just spent about half an hour in my garden pulling garlic, mustard, and knotweed, so those are two invasive species that people should get rid of.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Any discussion on that?
No, maybe Abington's another source potentially. Maybe they have a plan.
Yep, that's true.
So,
Yep. Yeah, I'll definitely look for neighboring towns and comparable towns, because
Great. Gonna skip over admin for right now since he's not here. I've also done some digging into geese management plans and strategy, so I have a little bit to report on that as well. Ryan, you were looking at the potential of scheduling a cleanup of Hobart Pond on May 2nd.
Yep, and so that's underway. I created like a Facebook event. I shared it on the town Facebook page. I had asked others to share. I don't know if Recreation posted, but I had sent Kathleen Woodward a message just asking her to post it. But there was some good engagement on the town page. It's like maybe 20 people who are interested in going. I think 6 that have confirmed they're going. Angela from Make Brand New is going. We didn't really get a chance to connect on I kind of wanted to pick her brain about how she had run the cleanup days in the past, but hopefully maybe there we can talk about future ones. And I posed that as a question on my Facebook post was, what are some other spots around town people might want to see cleaned up? And there was the area at Temple Street, kind of near the power lines to the Brockton line, Pine Street kind of as a whole. Somebody made a comment about a mattress that was like on a street near the park, but I don't know if we're the idea is to kind of do find one mattress somewhere and clean it up. It's more of just a general area. So hopefully we meet some people at cleanup on Saturday and can kind of start forming some coalitions and maybe do like a town-wide cleanup day next year. I know my mom is part of the Braintree Rotary, and they kind of started a town-wide cleanup day. I wanted her to be at our cleanup day, but it's the same day as Braintree. But I might actually kind of pick her brain about how because I guess now that the town government and stuff is involved in Braintree, so just about having multiple locations, maybe being able to have different people at different places kind of coordinate. But that's probably something for next year. So I'm planning maybe 3 or 4 more small cleanups after this one.
So for Saturday, are you all set? Is there anything you need? I'm not around this Saturday, but you have all the supplies you need.
So I picked up a giant thing of trash bags. I got some gloves. I haven't really been successful in finding like those little trash pickup little claw things. I'm gonna try Walmart tomorrow. Other than that, I'm borrowing my dad's pickup truck so that I can transfer the trash. I confirmed with Bruce that we can use the town dumpster at the DPW, and luckily it's an easy trip over. And the only other thing that I'm looking to get are like I have maybe 3 or 4, but maybe some more like pickle buckets to be able to, instead of having like, cumbersome like trash bags that people are carrying around trying to put trash into, just having like a
5-gallon
like a hard 5-gallon bucket that they can fill up and then have barrels stationed where they can go and dump into the barrel, and then we just pull the bags out of the barrel. So I'm going to have probably like a barrel at each entrance of the boulevard, maybe one in the middle, and then one on the VFW like lawn side, and maybe one kind of closer to that trail in the back.
Yeah,
And we'll just see what kind of engagement. And like the rain looks like it's going to hold off right now. It looked like it was gonna rain a couple days ago, but looks like it might hold off. But I didn't go all out in promoting it because it's my first time kind of doing something like this, so I didn't want to be overwhelmed with like 100 people there. So we'll see how it goes, and I'll learn. And really, what I wanted Angela's help for is like kind of like securing, donations from like local companies. But I think I'll just start reaching out and like try and find a rep for Stop and Shop and see if they can donate some bags or things like that. But for now, it's just, I picked up a giant thing of trash bags and a big thing of plastic gloves.
You're expensive now, right? You're able to.
I didn't, but I will keep receipts going forward. But just for now, I just figured the Tully family would donate. And then as far as barrels and stuff like that go, I'm just going to collect what I can from family and friends. And
Were you at the one last year or 2 years ago with?
No, we had our recreation Easter egg hunt the same day.
So they actually had folks separate recyclables from trash.
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to or need to get into that right at this particular one, but it might be something to think about for the future. Obviously, it created more work, but there was a lot of bottles and there was a lot of plastics. At least maybe the glass.
Yeah, we can definitely separate out like glass and like cans and stuff like that. And then like plastic waste if it's clean enough, but if it's really like, if we're pulling something out of the pond, I don't think we'll try and recycle that. Yeah, but yeah.
And hopefully there's not a ton of trash because the DPW has been maintaining. I've walked by it, and for the boulevard side, it looks fairly clean.
Yeah, and I think the idea is where I've seen there's some trash that needs to be picked up is more along the path on the other side. Mm-hmm. So I'll be checking that area out. But
is anybody from this board able to attend?
I can try. I already have 2 working Saturdays this month, and I got to figure out if I can manage a third.
Maybe we can reach out to Bob and Adam and see if they're able to.
Yeah, I should be able to come by for like an hour or so. Just if I don't know if it's going to be first thing or if it's going to be while T-ball's happening. But
yeah, I told on the post, it's like you stop by anytime between 8 and 1. So
yeah. No, it's a great first step.
Yeah, thank you for doing this.
Thank you, for sure.
Yeah.
And then in regards to the donations, specifically Stop and Shop, usually they like a letter formally requesting a donation, because then they file that with, the donation, whatever information, so they can use that as a write-off for like, because it's a donation.
Yeah.
So there's like sponsorships and donations and all that. They can sort of like write off product. Rather than when I've gone to Stop and Shop or other businesses for donations, I usually, rather than product, I usually request gift cards because it's easier for them. Mm-hmm. So if we were to, moving forward for any other cleanings, if we were to request sort of like a $25 gift card, that could be used to buy trash bags or other equipment, or water or snack for volunteer. It can be used for a lot of other things than sort of like, just like a box of trash bags or whatever. And I can also we can figure out who is making the request. Because, there's sort of like benefits if it's an individual versus an organized group versus the town. I don't know how that would work versus OCPC. So we can figure out how that sort of.
Maybe it's this board that makes the request.
Yeah, we could also do it that way.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking maybe of like on the recreation side. But yeah, I could do from this board as well. That works.
And with respect to cleanup of the town in itself, back 15 years ago, we had a program in place where streets were cleaned up by certain groups, especially if you lived in the neighborhood. And I forget the person that coordinated it, but they coordinated with the DPW. The DPW, I was a commissioner at the time, provided bags, gloves, the grabby things. And so you might want to talk to Bruce, because it worked for a little while, and then I don't know why it sort of fell by the wayside. But maybe talk to Bruce. Maybe there was a liability thing because of needles and things like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But maybe follow up with Bruce on that.
Yeah, I was thinking of reaching out to Marianne Damasio and Hanson too, because I believe she runs like a town-wide cleanup day. That's more like what you're talking about. Like different groups go out to different areas.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And it was a continuous thing.
Yeah.
And while you're there at Hobart, you'll notice we just had Eagle Scout project.
Yeah, I saw
So,
that.
yeah, I see the fishing line station. I think there's three of them, right? Yeah,
Three of them,
three. Yep. And they did a really nice job with the boat ramp area. So highlight that to folks. Put your fishing line in these, please.
Yeah, and I saw that, and I was actually going to bring that up at this meeting because somebody had complained on one of the town pages about fishing line being everywhere, and I was like, we should really think about installing some of those. And
He's got it covered. Yeah, no, he did a great
Eagle
job.
Scout.
Yeah, and I think we after when we get into new business, we should look at the OSRP, because I'm pretty sure we had a goal in there regarding a boat launch. So we may be able to take credit for that in the plan, at least now, but thankfully for the Eagle Scouts, Boy Scouts. So we can take a look at it. Super.
Great. So on my updates, first is the municipal ADA grant. I basically boiled everything down to a one-page summary for ease of review. But essentially, the municipal ADA improvement grant program provides funding to municipalities to remove barriers and improve accessibility for people with disabilities across public facilities and spaces. This program directly supports our goals through the Whitman's Open Space and Recreation Plan, specifically Goal 3, ensuring universal access to parks and open space through inclusive design and barrier removal. An ADA self-evaluation and transition plan are not required to apply for a planning grant, which is what I think we would apply for. This grant can fund their creation or update. So the work that we do would be to create an ADA self-evaluation and transition plan. These documents are required for future project grant applications. So the application opens May 1st, which I believe is tomorrow, and is open through June 12th. Any Massachusetts municipality, school district, or housing authority is eligible to apply. As a municipality, the town of Whitman is eligible to apply, and we would be looking at a planning grant versus a project grant, which would be physical improvements. So we would want to do the project of creating an ADA self-evaluation and transition plan. So therefore, then we could, in the future, apply for grants through project grants. The maximum award for these grants is approximately $250,000, and there's no match required. So
nice.
it would just be the grant itself. Eligible activities for the planning grant specifically is to conduct a townwide ADA self-evaluation of municipal facilities, programs, and services, develop or update an ADA transition plan with prioritized barrier removal actions, inventory and assess accessibility of parks, playgrounds, trails, and open space assets, identify barriers to access, including routes, entrances, amenities, and programming, develop conceptual designs and cost estimates for future accessibility improvements, and establish implementation timelines and capital improvement priorities. Obviously, this is a strategic fit within Goal 3 of the Open Space and Recreation Plan, specifically establishing the foundation for implementing universal design across parks and open spaces, advancing Goal 3 by moving from high-level goals to actionable prioritized projects, and we could sort of like have a prioritized list of projects, supporting equitable access planning for residents of all ages and abilities. It positions the town to compete for future capital funding through other ADA project grants, park grants, etc., and integrates accessibility into long-term capital planning and decision-making. The requirements for an ADA grant is an ADA coordinator, so the town would have to appoint someone in town as an ADA coordinator.
In order to get the grant?
Yes.
So they'd need an appointment before June 12th.
No, it could be part of the process. So we are currently doing an ADA self-evaluation and transition plan for the town of Abington, and their assistant town planner, or their deputy town planner, I'm forgetting the title, is their ADA coordinator. So
We don't have the town plan.
That sounds like
no, but it could be
It
someone.
could be someone else.
It could
sounds
be
like Matt Dyer, 'cause-
Maybe.
yeah.
maybe that's day one. You're
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
coordinator.
Yeah.
Yes, ADA coordinator. A non-discrimination notice, which I'm sure the town probably has, and a grievance procedure. Although none of these are sort of anything that takes a lot of time to put together. So the recommended next steps for this is to confirm or designate an ADA coordinator and review required policies, compile existing plans and data through the open space plan, complete streets and the housing production plan, for example, identify priority focus areas, including parks and open space assets, engage stakeholders, including the State Commission on Disability, the local council on aging and recreation department, among others, conduct preliminary site identification, not full project scoping, and prepare application materials in advance of, it should be June 12th and not May 1st, since that's the deadline, emphasizing the Goal 3 alignment, community need, and readiness to undertake planning work. The way that I would look at it is maybe appoint Kathy as, if I was looking at this,
Yeah.
appoint Kathy as sort of ADA coordinator, although nothing would be required of Kathy because we don't have the grant and nothing would be happening. And then sort of like that then would go to roll over to Matt when he takes over the role on July 1st. That's the way that I would kind of look at it. Obviously, we would want to have those conversations.
Yeah.
But I think that's the way that I would think of doing it from a strategic standpoint.
And then with respect to ADA, so I did have a conversation with Bruce Martin, and he said that an ADA assessment evaluation has been done for most of the buildings and the park. So and then Jason and I had a conversation. We should look for the opportunity to leverage what was done. You know, it may have been done many years ago, but my understanding is you don't necessarily have to do it every year. It's something that we determine, you know, what that time frame is, maybe every 20 years or something like that.
And whatever was done in the past was not part of this process.
Yeah, okay.
It was sort of a different process because I couldn't find anything of record for Whitman through the Massachusetts Disability Commission, the commission that does sort of like this funding, the grant.
Bruce does have stuff, so, and he said either he'll have some of it or the select board. So
Yep.
maybe touch base with Bruce.
And it's somewhat of a different process. So in doing one of the schools with Rhiannon, my colleague, in Abington, we had to measure sort of, you know, stalls and bathrooms, doorways, offices, the grading of the ramps, you know, count the handicap parking spaces versus the number of non-handicapped parking spaces and making sure the ratios are correct. So for Whitman, and we had this bit of a conversation, we wouldn't have to do necessarily like Hobart Meadow because those of us who aren't disabled aren't necessarily walking through Hobart Meadow anyway, and I can guarantee no one with any sort of like physical disability or mobility challenges are probably going through Hobart Meadow either.
Yeah.
Same with sort of like the land designated as a town for and those kinds of things. What we would be looking at probably for this effort is sort of town hall, the schools, and any sort of like town-owned playgrounds or other public assets like the park and those kinds of things.
Yeah, so Bruce did say all of those were done. So just check in with him and, see what's available, see what he has, see what that.
Yeah, and depending on how long it was, those things might be outdated because
Sure.
the state has changed
Yeah.
their sort of requirements, and ADA thing are always changing. And so I'll talk to Bruce, but I think, I can take the lead on sort of drafting
Sure.
an application if we think that that's the way that we want to go.
Yeah,
The section engage stakeholders. I don't know. We might want to include the community preservation committee in that, because I know from the recreation department side, we've been working with them to try and secure funding to fix the ADA, the lift for the town pool, because it's broken. So I think they in we made sure that the new picnic tables that they put in at the town the playground there's ones that have cement ramps up to them and things. So they get a lot of funding for things like that too. So.
Yeah, that list wasn't an exhaustive list. I wanted to keep it to one page, and so I can see it was kind of towards the bottom. But I also added like DP. There's going to be other departments that we probably want to engage through that process as well. The other piece that I sort of looked at was geese management, and I did find a program that has been somewhat successful, I think, from what I've been able to tell. The MSPCA Angel through Boston has partnered or successfully partnered with Geese Peace, which is an adaptive management program consisting of three main components: population stabilization, site aversion, and habitat modification. It does list here that public education of the importance of not feeding geese is an important component as well. Additionally, it is important to ensure that the community understands that the objective is to reduce goose nuisance to an acceptable level, not eliminate all geese from a community, which is impossible. Therefore, tools will be most effective when targeted at specific conflict sites. And so if there are a couple of sites in town that we know tend to be more of a problem than others, looking at that versus trying to eradicate geese from Whitman completely.
What a big net.
And so, of the goals here, first is population stabilization. The first part of Geese Peace program curtails the population through egg addling, which I had mentioned at our previous meeting, which ensures no new goslings are born by coating eggs in the first 2 weeks of development with corn oil. It does list here that addling is an important part of geese management for two reasons. First, it keeps the geese population from growing, and second, it decreases the loyalty adult geese have to a certain site. Adult geese with no new goslings are moved off of a conflict site relatively easy because they'll want to find a site where their eggs are hatching. Note that Canada geese eggs and most bird eggs are protected, so you must register online with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services and obtain a permit. For mass wildlife, many town apartment complexes, pond owner associations, etc., have successfully received this permit. These requirements apply to all geese in Massachusetts. And then there's some information here around site aversion, and then third, habitat modification. So this is a program that I think we could potentially look into. And so this might be an opportunity to sort of potentially move forward with this as a strategy.
Yeah, I definitely think it's worth looking into. Bruce did talk to me about the geese, and like I said, I had done a report at one time. We put fencing up around the pond, and that prevents the geese from feeding and also from mating. So that's a big deterrent too, but going around Hobart's kind of, we did the VFW side. But when I talked to Bruce, he said that they've tried a lot of different things and had very limited success because you can't necessarily keep it up. I mean, they've shot things into the air that don't go bang, but they light up. So he said, have Adam get a hold of them, so at least we know what's been tried and what has been somewhat successful and what hasn't. But this is definitely a good start. See what they have. Yeah. How's that applied? Somebody manually has to go spray it?
No. I mean, if you look at the additional resources on the last page, there is a link. Like, you would have to like look up this one, but I looked up MSPCA Angel Geese Piece, so this website popped up. I just printed out sort of like the main page, just to review. One of the additional resources is a detailed guide to egg addling. The one thing that it does say here is that it has to be done within the first 2 weeks of development, and so you have to be aware of like where the nesting happens and how that. But you can't do it unless you have a permit. So you have to apply for the permit first and then do it. And so I think it might be worth sort of, I'll just reach out to these folks and see what they say. Maybe I can have them come and meet with us or whatever to talk about like specifics.
Yeah, and maybe Bruce tried this, I don't know, but
Yeah.
it's worth, following up. I've never heard of roundups on that page. That doesn't sound very good. Pack them in crates, you kill them by carbon dioxide. Yikes,
Oh my god.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
No, that's why I wrote in the plan, you mean,
Yeah,
because I think that's important.
yikes. This is good, so this is good for Adam as part of the research too.
All right, and then the other thing, we had to reschedule last week's meeting to this evening due to a scheduling conflict, so therefore the site visit of, the Memorial Field area has to be rescheduled, and so is that something that we want to look at possibly rescheduling
So
now?
when Bruce had called me, and that was another topic that we discussed as well too. So the Parker Bates Memorial Field, which is the old softball field, is currently under the purview of the DPW, and his preference is that the dog park does not get relocated there. It does not get located there. One, because there's bees, there's people, the community garden, and I think we all agree the community garden is a good community benefit. So we don't want to disturb that. However that works, the town needs to figure it out, but from a bigger picture, it's good for the town, it's good for the residents. And then also, like Adam suggested, maybe that's a spot for the battery bank storage. So we probably, as a group, we should probably eliminate the dog park from the softball field. So it means we need to find someone else. And just the other day, I was doing a walk around Hobart's, and somebody asked me. I've been trying to solicit people to become friends of the Hobart Pond. So as I'm walking, I talked to everybody, and they did ask me. They said, "Hey, are we going to get a dog park?" And I said, "Funny you should ask." So it's definitely on people's minds, but we need to find the right place. But I think we should schedule a Memorial Field because I didn't hear anything negative, from that perspective being there. I did hear too, though, that at one point there was a skate park on the boulevard.
Yeah,
I don't know.
in the '90s, it was kind of built by skaters.
Huh.
It was all like wood ramps that they had built.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I saw it once when I was a kid. It was kind of like a mythical thing. We went down there. It was like covered in spray paint because I was probably like 6 or 7 years old. I was like, "What is this?" It looked like Neverland. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it was crazy.
So we probably should schedule the Memorial Field walk, and that'll have to get posted. So it's 48 hours in advance. Yeah, they're going to post it because,
That's last to be posted too?
say yeah,
That's to be posted too?
has to, yeah. I had posted the other ones too, but it was too late.
So then we wouldn't be looking at Memorial Field specifically for a dog park, but we'd want to look at the area behind the bleachers potentially for a skate park. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So when do we want to schedule that then? It's probably best for my own scheduling if it's sort of at least 2 weeks.
2 weeks out.
Yeah. My schedule tends to get a little.
And we were doing Saturday, right?
No, we were going to do this
Thursday.
evening, which is a Thursday.
Yeah.
Seemed to work best for people.
Yeah, maybe maybe we figure out when we want to have the next meeting. I'm not around on the 15th, but and do the same thing. Go there at 5:30 and then come back to the meeting.
Yeah,
But
but
maybe that's too much because people work and they won't have dinner or whatever the case.
I'm pretty clear on the 21st and 28th.
I am as well. I have a conflict on what is that? The 7th. I'm meeting with the Kingston Affordable Housing Trust because I'm working on the town's housing production plan update.
I'm away on the 21st and the 28th, but you guys can certainly go ahead.
Yeah.
Are you free?
Thursdays, yeah, I'm free.
Yeah, I'm good with either.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, we'll go to the 21st then.
21st, 5:21, 5:30
It's 5:30.
at Memorial. Yeah, and I'll send the invite.
Okay.
Ed, if you want to coordinate making sure that gets posted.
I will, yeah.
Thank you. All right, so pivoting to new business, we're gonna start with, let me check that off. Reviewing the minutes from our meeting on March 19th and April 9th. This was not on the agenda when initially filed, so this is a new business item. So if everyone wants to take a minute to review those minutes, and then we will vote to approve.
Looks good to me.
Yeah.
I like the stand-up, for sure.
Got rid of all the leans and double D eds.
Oh yeah. So in order to print them, because when I looked at them, it was like it would have caused havoc on my printer. So I formatted them just a little bit
Oh
differently.
yeah, I can shrink the format for next time for print. I didn't even think that.
I did on my
I
own
thought I'd
printer.
be able to submit them to the town not printed, but because I didn't realize that they need to be printed for the town clerk. So yeah, going forward, I'll just shrink them down, less spacing.
Yeah, I used Arial 10.5,
Yeah.
which is also my go-to font for all my plants.
Yeah, when you print it out, it looks a lot better.
Looks good to me.
Do you have to do a motion?
Yeah, that's the motion.
All right. Can I get a motion to approve the plan? Approve the minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes from March 19th and April 9th.
Yeah, a second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, that's everybody unanimous. Thank you. All right, so for the last part of our meeting this evening, as we discussed at our last meeting, we're going to use some time as a working session to review the tables from section 5.
Can I give you one quick update before we
Sure.
jump into that?
Yep.
So, I mentioned earlier, so we have in the OSRP, we have creation of a rail trail, network connectivity.
Yep.
And on Monday, I submitted a grant for $25,000 for the Trail Nation collaboration group. And it's specifically geared towards feasibility study. And I selected Hobart Meadow because Hobart Meadow is going to be the most challenging to get a path. And anything we get from that will apply towards Bear Meadow as well too.
Okay.
So we'll know whether or not we get awarded that in September.
Awesome.
Yep. So I don't know if if there's anything on the OSRP or on the other goals that we want to sort of update. And plus, as well as
Maybe.
as plus as the boat ramp. The boat ramp is done as well. So we might as well take credit for it if
Yep.
there's something there.
Yeah, there's a goal and strategies around connecting or increasing connectivity between East Bridgewater through Whitman and Abington, which is essentially that rail trail.
Yes.
So as we get the grant, I don't want to update it until sort of like,
Yeah.
obviously get the grant. But if we get the grant and that's successful in feasibility, I can update that section as we need to.
Sounds good.
All right, so for anyone that has not looked at this in any great detail, this is the table from section 5. This is all town-owned land. Under land use codes 932, 931, I think. Some of this is cut off. It's all the 9s. If it starts with a 9, it's sort of like open space. Most of it's 932. So I thought it would be good to sort of like take a look at specifically the recreation potential column to figure out two things. First, if there's any land in here that might be suited well for a dog park, because we might be able to identify that through this process as well, because it's town and it's easier maybe to navigate that process if it's town owned. And then secondarily, to identify any problematic or neglected so maybe spaces that we want to identify for like cleanup or whatever else.
So how do you want to work through this? Do you want to, I mean, obviously, the first two we said leave as open space.
Yep.
It's interesting, this Lakeview Street, I'm gonna pull up the tax map so we can at least look and see what that parcel looks like.
Ask about this. So I'm not
Yeah, I was
familiar
about to
with
just
this.
do Google Maps. Because, that's something when we do the site tour at Memorial Field, we can kind of eyeball where that area is and see like kind of the feasibility of clearing it.
Yeah, it depends how big the lot is too. How much space, I mean, I think initially, at least when I was thinking, even from the OSIP, I think there was mention about having trails to walk dogs on. So, but if we don't have space like that, is just the park, the fenced-in area sufficient?
Yep, the way that I was thinking about, and I was never thinking about dog walking trails, because the conversations that I was having with people through the engagement process was specifically they want a place where it's grassy and fenced in, where they can let their dogs off leash and let them run around and play and sort of maybe have some, I don't know, climbing features or whatever. Like there are a lot of dog parks in South Boston that are sort of like, very small parcels that are fenced off that have some like, little, I don't know how else to explain, dog playground equipment where it's like a couple of ramps and things for them to sort of like, play on and play with, maybe some tires, those kinds of things.
We don't have the lot number, right?
No.
But it's 0.61 acres. .61 is over 20,000 square feet. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if it's this, I don't know if you guys are on it, but I don't know if it's this sliver right here.
Yeah, this is the GIS one, so I'm gonna say it's in a small. There's Lakeview right there, so it's this thing, I think.
This one right here.
One. Maybe, is it that, yeah. Is it this right here?
That is 21, no, that's bigger than 0.16 acres.
If you're looking at Lakeville Street, the description says this land surrounds Memorial Field.
Yeah, so it may be this one right here.
That one.
And it's 2.93 acres. Lot size.
Not point 0.16?
Nope. You said 0.16?
Yeah,
No, I have that one right here. It's the third one down. The one that I'm looking at as could be used potentially as a dog park is 2.93 acres.
oh,
It-
down here.
It says no for public access. And it's not being used as anything right now.
2.93, so we're 80,000 acres. I mean, 80,000 square feet. Doesn't give the numbers.
Yeah, I mean, in any case, access is definitely tough, just the way this is tucked back behind. And then the wetland, there is wetlands.
Yeah, it depends if it's that lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we had the lot number, we could,
Yeah.
being this is the one, you know what I mean?
Well, would it be looked at as just the extension of Memorial Field, or so you would access it from the Memorial Field parking lot?
Maybe.
Maybe, or
is there
along.
a parcel that's blocking?
So there's a parcel 94517K, which is just under a half an acre that runs along
Yeah,
the
that's,
north
yes, I was looking
side of Memorial Field. I don't know if
to
that's,
see if it's anything on this mass map right here.
I don't know if that's the parcel that we're talking about.
It says Memorial Field. Yeah, I just clicked on it. It says Whitman.
But that's only 16,000 square feet. So 2 acres is 80,000 square feet. It's more, probably around 90,000 square feet. I don't know. Yeah, without the lot numbers, it's kind of hard to.
Yeah, I can work with Rhiannon to see if I can get the lot numbers for these. She's
Yeah,
on
because there's that
vacation starting tomorrow, but
road that kind of runs there. That I think that's where they put the compost for people to pick up. I think it's on that side of the river. Because where we went, where all the dump for the leaves and bags are, is different. So
Yeah.
like this lot here, if you look, I believe that's the DPW's. Isn't that where they put the
compost.
compost? Yeah.
It's on the other side.
So I would assume that everything on the edge is town owned too. So hopefully that would be great. That little triangle space to expand. I mean, it would. I mean,
Yeah, and maybe it's accessible on the west side of Memorial Field behind the bleachers. So maybe we should figure out what the tax lot ID number is. Look at the tax lot, make sure it's abutting Memorial Field, and then go take a site visit. Because the size is a good size,
Yeah.
for sure. It's just accessibility.
yeah, we can work that into the site tour. So we'll already be there.
We're already gonna be there.
Yeah.
So you want me, I'll take it on to find the lot and the tax map.
yeah, if you want to. I can also, Rhiannon goes on vacation starting tomorrow and she comes back on the 8th. That's the following Friday. And so I can also, since she put these tables together,
Yep.
see if she has that information as well.
Yeah, it'll be on table 5 in the OSRP, so it'll be easy to,
This is table 5.
it's just missing the lot number. So there's a column with a lot number on table 5.
Yes, we had, that might be on the old table 5.
Oh,
They
okay.
wanted new ones, which is what these
so
are.
we eliminated the,
So the lot, they might not have needed that granular information,
okay.
so I can take a look at the old tables
yeah,
and
I
see.
think I have the old tables too, so,
But if it's on the old tables, then I definitely.
yeah, it's there, yeah.
Because if you'll notice, I had to add a public grant column and a type of grant column, which wasn't on the original table. And it only applies to two grants. So you'll notice on town-owned playgrounds and fields, Town Park and Memorial Field have benefited from CPA grants. So I had to include that column just for 2.
Oh, I got it, actually.
2 sections, so.
Yeah.
There you go, I got it. It's 94545. That's the ID number.
For which one?
For that lot is 9-45-45. It's right here.
For the 2.93
Yeah,
acre.
it's right here. So it's the little corner, so it's a little corner
Oh, I
piece.
see it, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little corner piece right there.
Yeah, it is, look at the mass mapper though, so it's right there, it's that one.
That
Yeah.
little sliver
So
right
just
there,
let me
yep.
check it, it looks like that's in the wetland.
So it may be, is it in the wetlands?
Look at the. Because
No,
it's at the
it's-
Shumakutussi,
yeah,
it's
it's-
right there.
Oh, I see, okay. So it's contiguous up here. Yeah, we own, yeah, the conservation owns this piece. Yeah, because for the rail trail, we may have to go across there. You and I talked about that a little bit when we went up to Howards. But I wonder about this piece right here. I wonder how big that is. This little sliver right here.
Yeah.
Oops.
Barely. No, that's good, because then we can see. I mean, that's gotta be town owned, right?
Yes, it's part of this, it's part of this. So this is the lot right here. Conservation, it has this lot.
Yep.
But there's a little sliver right here that's on the south side of lake. Maybe that's big enough.
Should say on here what it is. Lot size 10.12. I don't know what that is, that feet?
That little tiny sliver.
Yeah, that can't be right though. I don't know what the unit of measure is.
Yeah, it depends how big we're gonna go, but I mean, it would be accessible coming up Lakeview Street, and we just need to work with the DPW to say, hey, we need to, get access to it, or potentially, through Memorial Field, although no dogs are allowed on Memorial Field, so that poses a little bit of a problem. But at least we know where it is.
Yeah.
The one that's above it, the 0.61 acre. Do you have the ID number for that one? Because that one is potentially flagged as a small playground or skate park.
0.61.
In terms of lot size,
It is 4539A.
45-39A.
Yeah, 45.
9 above before it.
Say again?
Is there a 9 before the
There
45?
is, yeah. Oh, let me just make sure. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, 9. 94539A. So where is that one? 39, is it? Oh, right here. Oh, look at that. So that's a decent size, and it's conservation land.
Where's it?
You got full access
Wow.
off of Lakeview, right here. The only thing is we are in a neighborhood now.
Yep.
And we were trying to avoid having a dog park in the neighborhood.
Well, this one was flagged as potentially a small playground or a skate park.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, again, I think skate park's probably better over here where it's away from houses,
Yep.
but maybe a small park. But even maybe a dog park's back here. This becomes parking.
I'm also wondering how many of those neighbors have dogs themselves who might want a dog
They
park
want it.
there because you can kind of take them in your own neighborhood. And,
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know. When it comes to parking, I think most people take their dogs for a walk to go to it. If we could try to stay away from parking
Yeah.
or
Having
too
to
much
have parking,
but
spots, right.
having be like a neighborhood sort of. But we could look at it.
Yeah. So are you're keeping a tally? So
Yep.
the ID number, it's possible. Probably not the most ideal. What's the next ones?
For what? For anything or?
No, for a dog park.
No, yeah, because that one, the skate park or a small playground was that one. The
Yeah.
945-45, the little small sliver one was the one that was sort of flagged.
This
potentially
little
as a dog
tiny
park.
one
Yeah.
in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we do have the possibility here, but again, we're next to the wetlands. It is wetlands.
Yeah.
So maybe that's not feasible because it's wetlands.
What would make it infeasible?
Just depending on what the condition is, it could be a wet
Like super wet.
Super wet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Muddy dogs.
Muddy,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. No, I
right.
get it. All right. Yeah.
We just don't know. I've never been to that piece of property.
Yeah, yeah, have to look into it.
All right, so then going down the list, which one's next?
Parcel connecting to Regal Park Street School, but is mostly wetlands. Next one, Hobart Meadow, restore hiking paths. We had already talked about sort of, that piece.
Yep.
Pleasant Street, this lot is Conservation Commission. It can be accessed from Duval School, potential recreational use.
And that is lot number,
Pleasant Street, and it has a lot size in acres of 1.95.
which again isn't too bad. What'd you say it was one?
It's Conservation Commission owned. And it can be accessed from Duval School.
Interesting.
Pleasant Street.
Oh, I suppose if I had the old
Pleasant Street, 1.95.
section 5 tables up, I could just look
That's what I've got.
in order.
I don't see it. Oh, there it is.
6, 7.
Oh, that's
the eighth
interesting.
one down.
Lot size on our table. Oh yeah, it's 5.26.
Not 1.95?
No, 5.26. Yep. And that is map 14, 78-1. You want to look at it?
14. What was it? 78-1?
Yep.
78-1.
Map 14.
Oh, yeah, I see it, okay. Need that one.
Oh boy, 78.
That's interesting.
Let's go. I can't read the numbers, so you'll have to. You see it?
Nope, that's all 20s. 13, 14, 78, 10, 78, 6, 78, 4,
78,
1.
right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this goes, right here is Pleasant Street. This runs across and goes over to Rayner. So that's pretty decent sized lot.
Yeah, it looks like it may be wetlands, yeah.
Is it accessible off of Reed Place?
It looks like on this map, there's a little access point off of Pleasant.
There is, it's small though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sliver. So it would be better because it really opens up. It really opens up on Reed Place.
Is the Shumafatessa going right through this too? Is that what I'm seeing here? Maybe.
There's some sort of,
Yeah.
It
It's
may
this
be.
you can see it from
Yeah,
the
yeah.
map, this river here.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, this used to be a lake.
Oh, okay.
Because down at the corner of South Ave and Pleasant Street, that's where the lumberyard
Oh, okay.
was. There used to be a mill there. And there's a path that goes from that lumberyard all the way to Plymouth Street.
Okay.
I didn't know Reed Place went all the way through.
I didn't either.
Is the whole thing wet?
Looks like it's marked as such. Honestly, I mean, it's that right there.
Yeah, it's right there, yep.
Alright, mark that one as wetlands.
What? So did they mark streets like that on those maps that like continue into the town-owned land? Because
Like this one?
Reed Place cuts off here, just like in the other one.
Yeah, I didn't think it went across.
Yeah, just like they
Yeah, I
at the Memorial Field, it says like Lakeview Street.
Stop.
It has on the thing this dirt road here.
Yeah,
It just says it's Lakeview Street.
Oh,
Right.
interesting.
yeah, but they didn't actually continue. Like,
Yeah.
and it was Lakeview because Hobart Meadow used to be a lake
Right.
back in the day. Yeah, I don't think Reed I don't think your place goes all the way through. I think it stops.
All right, so
But
that
I-
one is too wet to do anything with, you would
Yeah.
say? All right, so Plymouth Street, I believe it just says that it's mostly enclosed by residential properties, parking and access to a path going behind Pleasant Street houses. The path was part of the trail going to Duval back in the 1970s.
Yeah, again, it's wet.
Yep. Hobart Meadow, obviously we already talked about Hobart. There's a couple on Mayflower Circle that says limited opportunity to increase recreation. However, if combined with neighboring lots, could allow for parking. There may be potential for passive recreation. Possibly this lot is protected as a water resource. And then the other Mayflower Circle site is used for flood protection. And also, if combined with neighboring lots, we're probably far away from being able to combine lots at this time. So I would say just move past those two. Again, on Pine Street and Jean Street, also combined with neighboring lots. So we might want to stay away from that one. Off Kimberly Drive is residential and landlocked. The first half off of this seemed to be either not ideal or our Bear Meadow. So we can probably just skip through those because we already talked about expanding trails through Bear Meadow, possibly. Towards the bottom of the page, Plymouth Street has the potential to be used as a passive recreation site depending on the amount of floodplain and the ability to move around it, since it might be wet, given floodplain, possibly.
Yeah.
It's 16.62 acres,
Yeah.
so it seems to be fairly large.
Yeah.
Do you want to look at it?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Which,
There's 4 from the bottom
Yeah. I'm curious what
on the second page. Plymouth Street. It's between Bear Meadow and the one on South Ave.
So Plymouth Street. $16.62. It is lot number 33A 97-1A. 3397-1A. Let's go to the maps. Thirty-three. What did I say? 33 what? A.
3397 1A.
33A.
Do you say? I heard 33-97-1A.
33A. It's 33A-971A.
Just put the A.
33A. Somebody with good eyes. Better eyes. 97-1A. That's 78. You see 97? 97's up here. Ninety-seven one A. Yep. So there's access off of Plymouth Street. Wait, is this? This is the old Girl Scout camp.
The old what?
Girl Scout camp.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Dallas Carlton.
Yep. Yep.
And we walked that. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
We walked it, and there's really no way to get parking.
Yep.
So maybe that discounts it.
Okay. The next one on South Ave, limited potential for recreation due to wet conditions. Bayberry Road, potential to create trails to connect to Rockland. That's the
That's
Girl
the one
Scout,
that's,
yep.
yeah.
Off Plymouth Street, the last one on that page, potential to create trails that connect to Rockland, again, connected to that.
Yep.
The next couple here, looks like Bayberry Road, while owned by town, it is closely surrounded by residences and required easements to create any hiking trails.
Yep.
Next one on Plymouth Street, Rockland is mentioned. Hobart Meadow is next. That is,
Yep.
part of that overall plan for that trail. Jerome Street, Hobart Meadow area, potential for trails. 2 on Edward Lane. Only potential if a connection can be created from the adjacent lot. The next one, excellent potential for recreation at the site as there is access from both Kerry Lane and Edward Drive.
So let's look that one up.
4.13 acres. And then that's the last one on this page because the rest of them on Ford Park Circle.
So-
No rec opportunity is listed.
So Edward Lane is lot number 35D 97-49.
Is it Edward Drive or Edward Lane?
I don't know. We'll see when we see attachment. So 35D.
Oh, yeah, I see both listed. I didn't do these tables.
Don't
So.
get words, yeah. I just searched for
35D.
Edward Lane, came up like a guy.
It's listed as Edward Drive in the recreation potential
Yeah.
column.
Okay, so this is near. Okay, the rotary. Okay.
Oh yeah, near Blanchard's probably, right? Oops. What did I say for the number?
35D 9749.
739. So this is it right here. It's pretty big. It's a pretty good lot.
Oh yeah, so this is down near the quote unquote town forest.
Yeah. It's not the town forest, right?
No, it's not. It's
I wonder what that frontage is right here too, because that might be good for parking.
That's if you look at this, I got street view up. This is from the street.
Oh, that's
This all
nice.
green here,
Yeah, fantastic.
sidewalk.
What does it look like for wetlands?
yeah, hold on just a second, make sure the right thing. This is- It might have something not like a wetland thing on it though. No. It's that, right?
It is that.
What is that body of water?
I don't know. It's a good question. Let's go find out.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
Why don't we go look at it? It's got wetlands on it, but there's a dry area. It looks
Okay.
like an upland area up in here. And that's got great frontage.
Maybe this isn't the right thing because it says owner is a trust. Maybe that's not the right one. Was it on this side?
Kerry, and yeah, it's this parcel right there.
Yeah, because it does, when I click on it, it lists, it doesn't say town of Whitman. It says this person.
It may be in perpetuity to conservation.
Okay.
So you said flag that one as something to go look at?
Yeah, we should let's just double check with the assessor. I mean, they reviewed these tables. They gave the table, so let's just double check to be sure. And then let's go look at it. Because it looks like on the lot, there's an area that's upland maybe
Yeah, it does, yeah.
on the left side.
Yep, yeah, you're right, yep. Yeah, you could just, yeah.
Please.
Do we want to schedule something?
Sure.
Unless you want to keep looking at the others and see.
No, the others are either
There's no record.
Hobart, cemeteries, golf courses.
So we're kind of limited
Yeah.
at this point.
Of the ones that we just kind of flagged as potentials.
Yeah.
We
The
do have
four.
rear High Street, so we have the option to buy that property we talked about earlier, and then we can,
Right, we're good to go,
I think, how many million was that one, Ryan? Did you-
right?
It's a lot. It's a lot of land.
Yeah, generally speaking, moving after May 4th, I'm available during the day. Monday, Wednesday, let's say Monday, Wednesday. Fridays tend to be a little sporadic here and there. Or Thursday evenings generally tend to be open.
Want to do that one on the 14th?
During the day I'm available. I'm not available in the evening because I have to be in the 14th, you said, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I was looking at the 7th. The 14th I can do.
What time are we thinking?
5:30 or after I can do.
Thursday. My son's coming home from California, so I'm just trying to figure out what we had planned. But should be able to swing a half hour. What time are we thinking?
But anytime, well, after 5 should be fine.
5:30.
5:30.
Since we have the other one locked in for 5:30.
Yeah, does that work for you?
I won't be able to make it. That's all right. I got I'm filming a rugby game that day.
What are you doing?
Rugby, yeah.
So we're doing Edward Lane. Are we going to Edward Lane? We are, right?
Good.
Lane
And I think it's Edward Drive. I saw it on the map.
site.
So I might need to. Alright, I'll create the invites for those. Is there an address for that one, or should I just put Edward Drive?
Just Edward Drive,
Okay.
5:30.
I can add both these to the calendar.
Yeah, and I'll put in, I'll post them. Okay. It is 7:45, so
Yes.
don't know if we want to keep going or
Nope.
if there's anything else.
Motion to adjourn?
He's right on it. He's ready to go. Secondly,
All in favor?
Yes.
okay,
Thank you.
nice.